Hi there and welcome to Why and How. I'm Scott Leffler and I'll be your guide today. If it's your first visit, make sure to like our video and hit that subscribe button and let us know what you think in the comment section below. According to legend, the curse of the pharaohs will be cast on whoever disturbs the mummy or a tomb of an ancient Egyptian. The curse doesn't care if you're a serious-minded archaeologist or an opportunistic thief, and the spell is especially powerful if the mummy happens to be a pharaoh. Over the years, there have been numerous reports of cursed archaeological sites where excavators and tomb robbers began to experience strange sensations, sudden illnesses, and even death after coming in contact with a mummy or an ancient Egyptian artifact. So we decided to bring you stories about some of the creepiest deaths attributed to ancient Egyptian curses. Number 1. The opening of King Tutankhamen's tomb in 1923. It's probably the most famous case of a tomb curse. It launched widespread panic and belief in the curse of the pharaohs. Several people who were at the original opening died before their time and under strange conditions. The first of the mysterious deaths was that of Lord Carnarvon, an English archaeologist and leader of the excavation. He'd been bitten by a mosquito and later slashed the bite accidentally while shaving. It became infected and blood poisoning resulted. However, a study showed that of the 58 people who were present when the tomb and sarcophagus were opened, only 8 died within 12 years. All the others are still alive. Number 2. The Book of the Dead. The Egyptian Book of the Dead is a collection of spells which enable the soul of the deceased to navigate the afterlife. American Egyptologist Aaron Ember was friends with many of the people who were present when the tomb was opened, including Lord Carnarvon. Ember died in 1926 when his house in Baltimore burned down less than an hour after he and his wife hosted a dinner party. He could have exited safely, but his wife encouraged him to save the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Sadly, they and the family's maid died in the catastrophe. Number 3. A mummy might have sunk the Titanic. Viral tale claims that the Titanic sank because it was carrying a 3,500-year-old Egyptian mummy case containing the cursed remains of the Princess Amen-Ra. After a ghost story, sounds were heard coming from a mummy's wooden coffin at night in one of the British museums. But when one of the museum guards died mysteriously, they decided to ship the coffin off to the US to get rid of it on the Titanic. Number 4. The god of death claims a life. In 1971, during an excavation in Saqqara, Egyptologist Emery found a small statue of the Egyptian god of death, Osiris. At the end of the day, he and his assistant returned to the site's office. Emery took the statue with him and went to the restroom. After a few moments, his assistant began to hear Emery wailing. He ran to the man and found him clutching the sink's basin, clearly experiencing some kind of trauma. Emery was diagnosed with paralysis of the right side of his body and was unable to speak. He died the following day. Number 5. The severed hand. Well, thankfully no one died. We think this one deserves its place in this list. Sir Bruce Ingram was a friend of Howard Carter, so it was no surprise that he received gifts from his friend. However, this gift was kind of creepy. It was a severed, mummified hand wearing a bracelet which was inscribed with the words, "Cursed be he who moves my body." A few days later, Ingram's house was burned to the ground, and after rebuilding the house, it was hit with a flood, destroying it again. Spooky or just unlucky? Let us know in the comments if you believe in curses or no, and I'll see you next time.